Welcome into NewOrleans.Football. I'm Brooke Kirchhoffer. He's Nick Underhill. Saints star wide receiver Michael Thomas was arrested Friday afternoon. Here's what we know up to this point. Michael Thomas got into an altercation with a construction worker who's been working near his home on another property. We reached out to Kenner PD to get details on the charges. They have not released those details just yet. But based on the information we have gathered up to this point now from both sides, this seems like something that has been building up for the last 2 weeks, some frustration from both parties.
Yeah, so based on some of the stuff that we heard through our reporting, it just does sound exactly like that it just kind of reached a boiling point. And there was a handful of instances leading up to this moment on Friday, which ended with Michael Thomas getting arrested, construction workers parking their trucks and trailers near his property, making it hard for him to pull in and out of his driveway. That became a source of frustration, people filming him coming to his home, construction workers being there after hours, showing people where he lives, people walking onto his property, jiggling car handles, looking into his car, just all kinds of stuff to where a guy who lives in a gated community didn't feel safe. There were multiple conversations about what was going on. And then this last one, it just reached a boiling point and things sounds like it just got a little bit hot. So that's kind of where the situation is. Unfortunately, Thomas got arrested, and now this is a bigger situation.
And just to add on to that side of things, it seemed like this was more of a privacy concern for Michael Thomas, who, as you mentioned, pays a lot of money to live in a gated community. The big concern was the 60-foot trailer that was behind the construction workers' vehicle that was taking up a lot of space. Again, Michael Thomas coming home from work and still seeing these construction workers out there after dark gets into the respect and privacy conversation. Now, we did also hear from the other party via the local NBC affiliate WDSU, who interviewed him. He said that Michael Thomas drove up, threw 2 bricks at his vehicle, parked near Thomas's residence, and then Thomas grabbed the construction worker's phone out of his hands. And as he was trying to record the incident, and then Thomas had pushed him. He also said that Michael Thomas threatened to damage his vehicle prior to this entire incident.
Yeah, look, I'm sure everything's going to be in the police report. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's exactly what happened. That's just a side of the story. It seems like there's a couple points on each side that are in dispute. So that's going to have to play itself out in the court and all that if it gets to that point. So we'll see where this goes. I mean, hopefully this is something that can be resolved and it doesn't have to become a major situation. But look, I mean, anytime someone gets arrested, it is a serious situation.
It's very surprising that it's Michael Thomas as well. Since he was drafted by the Saints in the second round of the 2016 draft, he's had a really clean slate here in New Orleans and hasn't really been somebody who has had trouble outside of football.
Yeah, no, he hasn't. And one of the things too is that he's kind of developed in the locker room someone that seems to be becoming a leader and all that stuff. So you've seen maturation there. This kind of came out of nowhere, and it's unfortunate that it happened. And it's just one of those things where it just seems like people got frustrated and things just kind of got a little bit hot.
This also comes after second-year wide receiver Chris Olave just got arrested less than a month ago for reckless driving, also by Kenner PD. We did hear from the Saints. They released a statement saying we are aware of the incident and are gathering information. And Nick, it looks like Michael Thomas will be up for this game Sunday in Minnesota.
I expect to see Mike out there on Sunday. Probably see a motivated Mike Thomas out there on Sunday. So we'll see how that goes for them against the Vikings.
We will continue to follow this story and continue to gather information. Kenner PD still has not released any information. When they do, we will be the first to bring that to you on NewOrleans.Football.